My name is Danielle Davis, and I read, write, and roller skate in Los Angeles. Welcome to this writer's life where we peek into process. On this very first episode, I'm going to talk about getting ideas. Having an idea for a story is like the best feeling. Sometimes if I finish a project, I'll sort of look up and I'll think, oh my goodness, what if I never come up with another idea again? But that is impossible for all of us because there are so many ideas around us and within us. I'm going to give you 4 possible ways that you might find an idea for a story. First one, pay attention to the world around you to see what might spark a story. The idea for my first book, Zinnia and the Bees, actually came from my partner. He came to me with the idea of someone with bees all around their head. I was intrigued by the image. I asked questions of myself about it, like who might the person be? Who might the bees be? And I took it and I ran with it and I wrote a whole novel. You can do the same thing. By paying attention, listening and looking at the world around you, it might spark a story idea. Is there something that you overhear, something someone tells you? You might see a photo, a picture, a billboard, something on TV that sparks a story idea for you. A second possible way to find an idea is by mining fairy tales or folk tales. These are these classic stories from all these different cultures meant to be played with and experimented with. I was looking for a new idea and I thought through the fairy tales that I know. I took one element from that fairy tale story and I kind of turned it on its head and I changed it. So I made it from a human to an animal, and then I also changed the setting and I built a story around that. And you can do that as well. So you could pick a fairy tale that you already know and like. There might be a fairy tale or folk tale from your culture that you're familiar with, or you might do some research and find a fairy tale or folk tale that speaks to you in some way. And then what you can do is you can take one element from it and maybe turn it on its head, or you can take the whole story and you can retell that in a fresh, new, only you could do it kind of way, like you would put it in a contemporary setting at your school or something like that. A third way that you might find an idea is from your own life. So there might be something autobiographical because you already have so much life experience on which to draw in order to come up with a story. So for example, I recently started a middle grade project that is based on my hometown. It is a place that I left when I was 3 years old. I didn't know that much about it, but I heard something cool about it. I did some research, and I found out all this other cool stuff about it. I changed it. I fictionalized it. I made it kind of bigger and wilder and more imaginative. So you can do something like that too. You might base your story on your hometown or where you're from. You might base it on someone you know, or a family member, or a family story, or a memory, or a pet, or an interest that you have. And then what you can do is you can make a true story, a nonfiction story about your life, or you can do what I did, which is to take something that feels like a building block for it and then fictionalize it and build a story around that. Fourth way you might find an idea is by really thinking about, okay, what have I been thinking or feeling lately? Or what is something important to me or something that I've learned? What is something that I'm passionate about, a belief or value that I have? And you can use that to sort of shape a story if it's something that you want to explore. So I have started a story based on the feeling or concept of fear and then made characters who are afraid do something. I have also started a story based on the concept or value that I hold, which is that everyone should be their true, unique, authentic self. That can be a starting place for a story as well. I hope that one of these 4 ideas speaks to you and that you'll choose one of them and perhaps come up with your own story idea and then go from there. Thank you for spending this time with me here on This Writer's Life. I hope that you'll leave a comment or question and join me for future episodes.
I am a director, a writer, and I love to tell stories. Let your imagination run wild. Do not limit the thoughts and ideas that you have simply because you haven't seen them on screen or read about them in a book. That's the best thing that you could do, because when I was young, I didn't really know that I could do that. I always thought I had to write to what I saw on screen or what I read in the books. When you give yourself that permission to really explore your creativity and the ideas that you have, you realize that they are so authentic to you. So please, please, please be fearless in your ideas. Don't think about what is already out there, but really try to be your authentic self and share your voice, because I'm sure it's really special.